Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to the Sims 3 Cleveland Duplex Speed Build. This is a two-story apartment home that I built for my Sims, and you can actually fit two Sims families in here, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing I don't like about the Sims 3 is that you cannot change the size of a lot once you've built a home on it. So if you download this, which I highly recommend you do, the download link will be in the description below. You will notice that it is on a much larger lot, which is kind of cool because I guess you could build another duplex right next door if you like and fit 4 Sims families. Yeah, four. So, or one family and just have everyone have their own floor. That'd be pretty cool too. But anyways, this house was inspired by a house from real life, much like many of the homes that I build. And a friend of mine actually posted some photos to a house that he had for rent. And yeah, I loved it. I love the photos so much. It reminded me of the house that I grew up in Cleveland. So I decided to build it in The Sims because why not? And I usually, when I do these like duplications of a real home recreated in The Sims, I tend to use Sims 3 because there's so many more options in terms of color choices and patterns and things like that. And to be frank, I just have a ton more objects and worlds in The Sims 3 than I do The Sims 4. So that is why. And I don't want to post photos of his house because that would be kind of creepy. And I told him that I was going to be making his house in The Sims and he didn't even really reply. So I know I'm a total weirdo, a total creeper. So let's not do the photos. Maybe I'll put like just for a tiny second just a shot of the living room, which is what I really, really liked, and leave it at that. But it's a duplex, so the apartments are up and down instead of side by side, which is very common in Cleveland, and I guess in lots of places. I don't know. Usually when you think of like an apartment building, you think of more than 2 units and they're usually next to each other and on top of each other. So I don't know. It's just something a little bit different, a little bit more interesting. And the hardest thing for me is the roofs. So especially when I'm trying to recreate one from a photo, it's just, I don't know. I never know what to do. So this one looks a little bit wonky. I'll admit it's not the best roof I've ever created, but whatever. It's a thing. It's a little bit different than usual. So you like it or you love it, I guess. There's probably no in between. And these columns were super hard because I couldn't get them to line up quite right. Honestly, I probably could have picked a better column that worked better, but whatever. This is the one I did. This is the one that we are stuck with. And basically, I mean, I'll talk about it more when we get to the furnishing part, but the downstairs is kind of the remodeled version, and the upstairs is basically where, the old-fashioned version, basically where the grandparents would live. So I did create a Sims family that you'll automatically get if you download this house. You can evict them or kill them or do whatever you please with them. But they're kind of there in the bottom corner. I can't remember their first names. I think it was like, I don't remember. Galvin is their last name, though. It is a Galvin household. And I actually built this in the Sims 3 world that is Monte Vista, I believe. So the house doesn't even really fit in with the rest of the home, so you could probably tell from the landscaping. It's got a very, like, I don't know, European, maybe Italian feel to the world, and this house is probably better suited maybe for Sunset Valley, but whatever. You could put it wherever you want. It does not matter where it was built. And the couple is, I don't know, very traditional. Well, maybe not traditional, but I imagine them as an Italian couple. And Anne Marie, is that her name? Anne Marie, maybe. She's a gold digger. And her fiance is kind of like a party animal. And yeah, that's their backstory. But like I said, you don't have to use them. You absolutely can play with them if you like, or just kill them. Where else can you say that? If you don't like them, just kill them. Or just leave them there and you can live upstairs, whatever you want to do. But the upstairs is like the granny unit, though. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. But the key feature of these types of homes is that there's 2 separate doors. One goes into the unit downstairs, and then one goes to a staircase that takes you to the unit upstairs. And like I said, this is a lot like the house that I grew up in. I grew up in several different homes, I guess, really. So the main one, and I'm trying to think how old I was, but the main house I probably lived there for, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe 4, 5, 6 years, something like that, maybe not even that long. And my parents owned it, and we had people that rented the upstairs, and they trashed the place. They had like dogs that ruined it, and they didn't take care of it. And yeah, I think the roof was leaking or something crazy. I don't know. Whatever the case was, we ended up like leaving the house or selling it. I don't remember. I was so young and moving to a different house that we rented. But I don't know. I guess the inside isn't really modeled after my house. It's more drawn from inspiration from my friends' house photos that I told you about earlier. This is getting awkward. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what my house actually looked like. I was so young, I really don't even remember. But it did have, like, okay, you can kind of see right now in the middle part, there's that little entryway. It had one of those, but it was really long. And I remember it was always really cold in there. Like the floor must have been concrete or stone or something like that. I remember every time I was sick or had a stuffy nose, that's where I would go. I would just walk around in that room because it was nice and cool and you could breathe better. And I think we had a lot of toys in there too, from what I recall. And then we also had, well, obviously a living room. So as soon as you came in from the entrance, there was a nice big living room. We had some comfy couches and a TV and like a big entertainment unit. And my parents had their bedroom. And I can't remember if I had my own bedroom. I don't know. The story probably makes no sense because I'm really trying hard to remember. But when I was really, really little, I would sleep in my mom's room anyway. My dad actually ended up putting a bed in the living room / dining room because I always wanted to sleep with my mom. And I would cry and scream and scream and scream if they tried to put me in my crib. So yeah, me and my mom shared a bed. My dad lived in the living room for most of my young childhood. And yeah, like I said, the upstairs was rented. I have like this really ugly green carpet here in this upstairs unit, which is kind of funny because I think that's probably pretty close to what we had at the time. And yeah, I love when people actually get the opportunity to go back to their childhood home, whether the parents still live there or whether it was sold and bought by someone else, but they get some sort of opportunity to go back and see what it's like. And I used to have this recurring dream that actually happened, and I'm pretty sure it didn't. Like, sometimes I can't tell the difference between old recurring dreams if they actually happened or if it was just a dream. That sounds absolutely crazy, but it's true. Like, there's a couple small stories that I don't remember if they're true or not, or if they were just a dream. But yeah, I used to have this recurring dream that this couple lived there, a very old couple, and I came and told them that this was my childhood house and I really wanted to see it, and they let me in and they showed me how beautiful it was and how remodeled it was. And yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, that was definitely a dream. That never happened. But yeah, it's cool to imagine what it looks like now. I always am curious about what the inside of houses look like, especially ones I used to live in. And it would be super creepy if I just knocked on the door and said, "Hey, let me in." But you never know. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I'll get the courage if I ever go back to Ohio, which, let's face it, I probably won't. I love Florida so much, and I still have family in Cleveland, and my best friend, Katie, shout out to Katie if you happen to watch my Sims videos, which you probably don't, but just in case you do, hello. And my Aunt Kathy and my cousin Elias. That's about it. Like, those three people are probably the only reason I would ever go back to Ohio. I do have more family there, but we're not like super close or anything. So yeah, this is getting really off topic. Anyways, this is that awesome living room that I saw the picture of, and I'm going to throw up the picture right now just for a few seconds so you can get a little comparison. But yeah, that was the inspiration for this entire house. So over on this side is a fireplace. Very traditional to have a fireplace in an old home in Cleveland. I think almost every house I grew up in had a fireplace of some sort. And even the house that I purchased as an adult had a really cool wood burning stove and a fireplace right next to it. It was awesome. It looked like a witch's cauldron. And that room that I had was actually the basement. So I bought a house in my 20s and the entire basement was my room. And then upstairs there was 2 bedrooms, and my mom had one and my sister had one. And at this time my parents were divorced, and my dad still decided to move in and live in my living room, which again sounds really weird. Sorry if this is TMI. Like, I usually don't go into this much of my personal life in the videos, but since this house is so inspired by my youth, I figured why not? This would be a good time. But yeah, my parents divorced when I was 18. I think my sister must have still been like 15 or 16, but they remained very good friends. And my mom is no longer alive. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. She passed away a few years ago from cancer. I miss her dearly, but basically what I'm trying to say is her and my dad had a great relationship once they divorced. Like while they were together, it wasn't so great, but once they divorced, they remained best friends. They never remarried. They were just always good friends and pretty much lived together their whole lives. And so what was I saying? Yeah, so the house that I bought, it was originally supposed to be just me and my mom, and my sister and dad were like, no, we don't want to live with you guys. What are you talking about? And then my sister ended up moving in, and then very soon after, my dad ended up moving in. And we didn't have a bedroom for him because we did not plan that. Like, they said they wanted nothing to do with my house, and then they moved in anyway. So my dad ended up sleeping in the living room. Like, he always ends up sleeping in the living room. That's just like a common theme. I don't know why, but my room was like this really cool gothic type thing, and it had black and purple walls and gargoyles and, like I said, the witch's cauldron type thing down there, and it was just really cool. I had a beautiful canopy bed with purple curtains around it, and I had like fairy statues and fairy posters all over the place. And yeah, I tried to make it in The Sims one time, and I don't remember, I think like the scaling was completely off, or I couldn't remember exactly what the upstairs looked like, and it was really, really bothering me, so I ended up scrapping it, and I kind of wish I didn't, but maybe one day I'll go back and rebuild it. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I did recreate my apartment that I currently live in The Sims 4, which I haven't posted that video yet. Maybe I have. I don't know. I have like a weird backlog of videos right now, so I don't know what's getting posted when, so sorry if all of my commentary is just off, like if the timeline is completely off, but either before this video or after this video, there will be one of my current apartment in The Sims 4, which again was really hard to do because the scaling is so hard. Like even with this duplex that I'm totally not even talking about that I should be, the scaling was so off because like I said, I didn't have a layout of what it looked like on the inside. I just kind of made most of that part up. So the bedrooms and the bathroom were like way too small. I wanted at least one unit to have 2 bedrooms in it, and there was just no way to configure that. I tried everything, and wanting to keep the living room, dining room, kitchen where they were, and wanting to keep the bathroom behind the stairs, there really didn't leave much room to configure anything else. So right now you see me kind of, I pushed the entryway room out a little bit so that I could have more room for this bedroom, and there's no way I can fit this bed in here. I've tried every configuration of it, and you can't get 2 people in it. Like in Sims 4, they at least scoot over so they can both share a bed. And there's the mystery portal. There's the mascot. Sorry, I probably should have cut this part out, but whatever. I wanted to player test the house because it was so tiny and the configuration was so weird. I wanted to make sure that your Sims can actually live here. And it actually turns out pretty nice. I do, not on camera, but I did end up playing just for a little bit because I loved this house so much at home. I played with these characters just to see how the house functioned. And it worked out pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with it, I must say. So gosh, I made that dining room so tiny, but that did not work. So I will end up pushing that back. I couldn't actually push it back. I couldn't figure out why, but I did rebuild it so that it is back to how it started. And what do I do with this bed? I do something. Obviously, I did something to make it work. So it's like I'm playing Tetris. That's what it feels like. That's what I did. I just shortened the dining room lengthwise. So there we go. It fits. Yay, bed. I don't know what I was saying before that, but I don't know. I never know what I'm saying. I don't script these videos, obviously. I'm sure you guys have figured that out by now. I just start talking, and whatever story pops in my head, I tell you. And if I can't think of a story, I'll just be like, yeah, so now I'm placing the flower pot next to the couch. Yeah, whatever. You guys, I'm sure you're used to it by now. And if you're new to my channel, sorry, this is so all over the place. It's usually not. Yeah, it usually is. Sorry, I was gonna say it's usually not, but let's be honest, I never know what I'm doing. So thank you for watching if you're still watching. But yeah, I'm adding like a little study in here now, and I again wanted this to look like the remodeled version of the upstairs apartment. So pops of colors are kind of the best way to do it. The walls still look kind of old and the colors are still a little bit dark, but I like that. I like the kind of puke green wall and like the burnt orange and the turquoise. I just think that they are beautiful colors when used together. They're kind of all in the same tone. And I definitely also stuck with like a lot of dark woods as well. So it's an updated house. It's not, I don't know if I would call it modern though. Actually, I want your guys' opinion. Would you call this modern, or I don't know, what else would you call it? It's not really, I guess it's a mix of modern and traditional. It's usually when I think of modern, I think of very bright colors and clean lines, or even just very industrial type stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I guess, I don't know, it's modern-ish. Modern-ish. Little dog frames. Those are so cute. From the Pets expansion pack, of course. And now moving on to the kitchen, which, again, I didn't leave much room. Did not leave much room at all. So I did the best configuration that I could, and there is enough counter space. It doesn't seem like it, but there is. I hear ringing. I don't know if the ringing's in my head or what. If you hear that, I don't know. If you hear that, I'm sorry. But I wanted the counters to look updated. Like I said, like this was renovated, not completely renovated, but like they switched up the countertops a bit and threw some different paint on the walls. I mean, that's probably the best that you could really do when renovating this type of old home without completely gutting it and starting over. So yeah, so that's what I did. Throwing in the trash can over here, and I tried really hard to fit some sort of cabinet. I don't know, nothing looked right, nothing felt right. I think it's because the room was so small already. It was totally closing it off, and I felt like your sim would just hit their head if they walked into it. So I just went with some plants instead, and the little home sweet home sign. All right, so playing around with the lighting here, and I was kind of zooming through the house to make sure everything felt okay at eye level. And now I'm just going through and putting on the last touches, which, gosh, that was super fast. Just added a little bit more wall decor. And now we're moving upstairs to grandma's unit. Now, I didn't make a grandma for these Sims, but I imagine their grandma either lives up here or left this home to them, and it was her previous unit. So however you want to do it, this is the old-fashioned version. And of course, I had to stick to like this ugly green color. I don't know, it's not horrible. I like green. I personally like green, but I know sometimes it can look really bleh. Definitely the green sink and the green toilet are not something to be desired. And that carpet, gosh, that carpet. But you know what? It's got that feel. It's got that feel that I remember growing up. Very, very sort of 70s, 80s style typed home, even early 90s, which, gosh, doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but let's face it, that was a long time ago. The early 90s was almost 30 years ago. Can you believe that? Gosh, I'm aging myself right now. I was a kid, to be fair, but this is the little bedroom. I really wanted two, but I couldn't fit it, so I went with a bedroom and a study. And downstairs, the bedroom and study are the same room, and upstairs it's two separate rooms, so they definitely have knocked down some walls down there. They did do a little bit of renovating and just kind of opened up the space a bit more, at least when it comes to the bedroom and the study. Obviously, the living room to dining room to kitchen are very closed off. Lots of walls, lots of doorways, which you do see a lot in these older style homes. Lots of little hallways, lots of little nooks and crannies, which is sort of appealing to me. I definitely like open and airy places, but I also like, weird things and Victorian houses and tiny homes and cramped spaces. I love building so much in The Sims, and tiny homes, even though this isn't technically a tiny home, but tiny homes and apartments are my favorite to do because you really have to play around with the furniture and the configuration of the furniture to make it fit and make it flow well and make it functional, of course. So that's the challenge of building that I love, that I live for. And so yeah, I definitely changed the color of those cabinets a bit, and I am pretty sure I go through and change Yeah, here we go. I'm changing the bathroom to match that puke green carpet. That's horrible. We'll call it grass green. That sounds so much better. Dead grass green. But yeah, gosh, we are getting to the end of the video. We're getting pretty close. So right now I'm going through and just adding all the clutter, this grandma was a hoarder, so she has lots of shelves and knickknacks and bookcases and cabinets and shelves. I think I already said that. Just all over the house. It's stuff she's collected throughout her entire life. So there are things everywhere. And since there's not a whole lot of storage, she displays a lot of it. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you spend all your life collecting these things and you have all these little knickknacks and figurines and books and stuff that means something to you, you would definitely want them proudly displayed, not tucked away in a box or in a closet somewhere, which is what I do in real life. But I did go through like a phase where I sold almost everything that I owned. So the few small collections and things that I still kept that I love are sadly in boxes in my closet and in my dad's closet. But that's okay. I'm never home. I'm always at work. And on my day off, I'm recording The Sims. So I guess I don't enjoy the things that I own, but that's all right. I'm not there anyways. And the only people that are at my apartment when I'm not there, and by people I'm referring to my cats, are my cats. So we've got my 2 kitties at home and my dad, and neither of them care about decorations or my collections. But now I've gone into the night mode so that I can really make sure all the lighting looks good, and I'm gonna do some lighting on the outside of the home as well. So yeah, sorry if it looks like it got super dark. It did. It did for that reason. And just more clutter. I love this little basket of frames. It is store content. There are a few things in this home that are store content, but nothing that's structural. So if you do decide to add this to your game, a few of the little decorations will disappear, but for the most part, you'll be fine if you have all the expansion packs that I used, which are probably all of them. I don't really differentiate between the packs anymore because I just use them all the time. So I am in a future series going to build houses specific for each specific expansion pack. So I already have a few houses that are base game only and pets only, but I'll do one for just seasons and just into the future and just generations, so that you have options if you watch my videos and don't have all the packs or any of the packs. So if you want to see those, which I'm going to do anyway, but if you want to see those, drop me a comment below so I can get motivated to do it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do that, but let me know if you want to see it. And right now, just adding some more clutter on the porch. Like downstairs, there's really nothing, but upstairs, I just added everything, including that painting easel, and now I'm adding more clutter in every single room of the upstairs. So yeah. Getting towards the end. We'll get into screenshots here in a minute. What else can I say? Definitely those photos right there, or maps or whatever they are store content. So it's that little mousey with the pumpkin. But again, nothing structural, nothing too important. Oh, and I did remember to do the ceiling tiles, and there is a special section of ceiling tiles, which I never noticed. I usually just used regular floor tiles if I remember to do the ceiling. So this time I did official ceiling tiles. And tip, if you're going to do this, do it before you start sectioning off the rooms with walls. Like, do it when it's a big giant open space. That way you only have to do it once and not through every single room, because it's really hard to get that angle. Very hard to get that angle. Not much landscaping, just some fencing and a little bit of plants and some trees, because I needed to fill up that giant empty space. But yeah, now screenshots. The first, I'm gonna slow this down a little bit so that since I didn't really talk much about the house while I was building it, you can get a much better look and a bit of my thought process. So this is the front of the house. Again, 2 stories. The upstairs is a lot more cluttered than the downstairs. I did at the very, very end add that fencing and a little bit of flowers and a couple of trees, just so it looked like it wasn't sitting completely on an empty lot. I should do more landscaping, but All right, so this is Entryway, orange and nice and bright and colorful. Definitely a cute little entrance. You could come in here and set your keys down, and you can't see it in the screenshot, but behind us is the alarm, security alarms. No burglars can get in. Well, if they get in, the police will come right away, and it'll be fine. Now we're on to the living room, and this is the shot. This is the shot that inspired the whole house. I love the pop of orange against the turquoise. I think it's so cool. It looks so pretty. I love it. It's not a color combo you see very often, and it's beautiful. It's not even really an orange. It's more of a coral, but yeah, so cute, so cute. And I used Move Objects to put those two plants together, which I think looks really neat. And this is a fireplace. Again, the colors make me happy. This turquoise wall against the browns and the beiges looks so beautiful. That tree is store content, and I don't think the vase is. They're from Simarchy. The vase is from Simarchy. I think maybe the little flower vase on top of the mantle is store content. I don't even know. But yeah, there's the fireplace. And here's a shot sitting from the couch, so you can see the old school TV. Even though the house has been updated, I still wanted to keep a little old school touch in there with that retro TV. And comment below if you had a TV like that. I totally did. And then you have a cute little shot into the dining room here. And then here's a shot from the dining room back into the living room. Have a little display unit on the side, just a little bit of storage since there's not really any closets in this house. And here's a better shot of the dining room. Just put a cute little fruit bowl up there. And since it has these really cool dark blue walls, I wanted to put a pop of color, brighten it up a little bit with that jazz poster or that jazz wall art, which I absolutely adore. And here's the kitchen. So again, these cabinets are still old looking. They were just kind of painted and re-topped, like the counters on top were replaced, but the fridge and the appliances are still kind of old. So maybe it's a work in progress. And then here is a shot of the beautiful bedroom, the only bedroom in this unit. Obviously, upstairs has its own bedroom. And actually, if you wanted, you could probably, like I said, you could probably just use this as one house, and maybe you could put the kids upstairs or slowly remodel it. Oh my gosh, if you guys remodel this house or remodel the upstairs, please send me photos. I would love to see it. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I kind of like this juxtaposition of the old versus the new. So we have kind of an old traditional lamp on one end, and then we have a more modern lamp on the other end. I don't know. It's fun. And I love that shot of the tree through the backyard. Some of these Sims worlds are so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And here's the other side of the bedroom. Just stuck a little desk way back in that corner with a very old school computer. We also have a bookcase and a wardrobe. And then here's the bathroom, which I love. Like this shot probably doesn't even do it justice, but it's right behind the staircase. So I made sure that the wall where the staircase ends right there looked a little bit more like paneling. So maybe that's how you get to the plumbing and stuff behind the wall. And then the rest of the bathroom is that awesome deep dark red tile. And of course we have a nice little beige tile on the floor, the flooring. And like I said, they didn't have a lot of money to completely redo the entire house. So the old fixtures are still there, the old sink and the old toilet. It looks like maybe they threw just a little coat of paint on top of it to spruce it up a bit. And then this is the staircase going up into Grandma's unit. We have lots of stuff, lots of clutter, nice big tapestry as soon as you walk up here, and those really cool looking vintage, ancient, I don't know, floor plans. I don't know what they are. They're awesome though. They are store content, but they are awesome and I love them. All right, so here is the study. No computer for Grandma, just some case files. Maybe she's into those crime dramas, and a little notepad and pens and pencils. And I didn't show me placing the curtains in the speed build because I put them in afterwards. But yeah, there's some cute curtains on that window, and the fishing framed art. Definitely some old school stuff in here. Next is Grandma's bedroom, and yeah, it's just a single bed. It's got some more floor plans or blueprints or whatever on the wall back there, a very old school lamp, and not a cell phone, but a corded phone. I imagine there'd be a cord in there. Maybe it's going down through the nightstand, and very old school print on the bed sheets. It's cute though, it's quaint. I like it, it's cozy. And here's the other side of the bedroom with the dresser. We have a candle and a plant on top and some extra clothes folded neatly on top, and a couple of mirrors in this room. My room has like 5 mirrors in it. I'm a mirror freak. I love old vintage mirrors. And then here's Grandma's bathroom. This green color is hideous in the best way possible. I don't know what else to say about this room other than it's hideously wonderful. And the kitchen matches, yay! So yeah, this is like what the appliances look like, and the cabinets look like, and the counter looked like, and the flooring looked like before the Galvin, the newly engaged couple downstairs got a hold of it. So I imagine they threw some paint on their fridge and their stove and their cabinets and recountered it. That hideous flooring. I love it. I love it. It's so bad. I love it. And here's Grandma's dining room. Of course, we have the china collection and milk bottles. I don't even know. Let's move on. So here's a shot into the living room, which I actually really like. I love those books on the table. Again, love the fireplace and the little basket of frames. I think they're adorable. Absolutely adorable. And here's just a different shot of the living room. Grandma has lots of cabinets with china she never uses that are just on display. And who am I to make fun of her? I have about 200 teacups in a box or in a couple boxes. Obviously, I don't use them. I don't even display them. They just sit in a box, but I know that they're there and that makes me happy. And there's a rocking chair. And here's a shot of Grandma's porch. Again, she likes to paint and collect weird things, so definitely threw the easel out here, a couple of benches, and a stack of books with a plant on top. So cute, so cozy. I would totally live here. I would totally live here. And finally, here are the floor plan shots. So here is the downstairs renovated unit. You can see from this top view just how small all these rooms are. Very, very, very small, but cute. I hope you guys like this. I really love it. Of course I love it because I built it, but I don't know. I'm so proud of this house. I really hope you guys like it and don't think I'm a complete weirdo. Well, I guess you can think I'm a weirdo and still like it. Whatever. Let's move on. And here's a floor shot of Grandma's unit. There you go. There you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you don't think I'm too weird, please subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. And I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye!